Coach Jimmy Smith. Jimmy, welcome to Fayetteville.
Oh yeah, nice to be here.
How's the transition going? Early in your coach career at Arkansas. I mean, what's getting adopted to Fayetteville?
On the field is football-wise, it's been going pretty fast, recruiting-wise, and now we're starting to get into some ball and get things started. But I'm excited. Off the field is great, man. Great community, great people. Everybody want to help you out. They can't help you, want to lead you in the right, point you in the right direction. So I'm excited about what the future holds.
What went into you taking this job? I know you had a prior relationship with Coach Pittman, but how excited are you to be able to be the running back coach for such a highly respected coach as Sam Pittman is?
I'm super excited, man. When he called me about the opportunity, I was excited. We was getting ready for some things at Georgia State. It was like a dream come true at the time. But now it's settled down, and now I got some things I got to do.
State of Georgia, you're highly respected in that state. Just 2 years ago, you were a high school football coach at probably the best program in that state. Talk about how much of a whirlwind it's been. Just 2 years ago, you're a high school coach, and now running back coach in a Power 5 conference, and what I consider the best SEC West.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a good one. I think it's a good storm. It's been a good storm. The process has been, like I say, fast, but I'm enjoying it every moment of it. I'm one of those guys, like I said, I like the grind. Work never bothers me. I'm never satisfied with good. So I'm excited. I just love the whole thing, all of it, recruiting, coaching, all of it. I just love it.
You put a social media video out.
Welcome in. It's our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. We come to you each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 2 p.m. And we continue to let you guys that didn't get a chance to hear some of our one-on-ones with some of the assistant coaches leading into hopefully what will be a very exciting football season. We entered with Coach Jimmy Smith and got his take on being able to be here with Coach Sam Pittman and starting a very uptick in the program. And I want to go over and welcome in my producer, co-host, man behind the scenes, Demetrius Johnson. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Doing all right today.
Now, for those that can't check out our live stream from day to day, how can what are the other platforms, Demetrius, that our listeners, when they have time, how can they catch OTH?
Yeah, you can check us out on YouTube. That YouTube link is On the Hill Sports Talk LLC. You can also check us out on Pandora and Spotify. Just type in On the Hill Sports Talk and we'll come up.
Yeah, and we got a big show. As you know, we keep on talking about the Hall guys. They don't stop watching, and we don't either. And at 1:15, we're going to bring on a very special 2021 prospect for Coach Chris Crutchfield, assistant coach at the University of Arkansas, head basketball coach Eric Musselman, and staff. The young man is from Atlanta, Texas, Daimion Collins, the big 6'9" combo forward center. He'll be joining us momentarily to talk about just how things are going with him and the University of Arkansas. Pretty interesting conversation. The guy's got a lot of options, and he got a lot of game to match it. So DC will be up here momentarily, and then we're going to follow that up by making our way to Lafayette, Louisiana, Anaconda High School to talk to Laterrance Welch, the 2022 defensive back. Is a high priority for Sam Carter and Barry Odom in that defensive side of the football. Coach Sam Pittman will catch up with LW and see what he has to say when Arkansas is concerned. And then we're going to close it out. We're going to get and stay in the boot state because we like talking to those boot halls. Another 2022 prospect who just here in the last hour was awarded a scholarship offer by Coach Jimmy Smith, running backs coach Jimmy Smith, and offensive line coach Brad Davis. Dylan Sampson. He's from Prairieville, Louisiana, Dutchtown High School. We'll talk to the 2022 running back about where Arkansas sits in that relationship that he's starting to build with Coach Jimmy Smith and offensive line coach Brad Davis. But Demetrius, hey, they just starting in even more, my man. The recruiting never stops. Seems like each and every day, my man, we're bringing on a 4-star, a high 3-star, a 5-star, like major prospects that are game changers for either the basketball or football side of things.
Definitely, these coaches are really doing a wonderful job out here recruiting right now. I think this quarantine really has opened up an opportunity to kind of find some diamonds in the rough that they normally wouldn't have had time to go do some research on. I think it also gives like Coach Musselman time to really assess what he has right now. Like we were talking about Reggie Chaney and guys like Ethan Henderson yesterday. It really just gives him more time to really see what players can really fit and add on. And I think these coaches have been doing a great job with this off time.
Well, let's get it going. Let's get a commercial break, and then we'll be back with 2021 Power Forward Center from Atlanta, Texas, Atlanta High School, Daimion Collins. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
So far, is that something that you plan on going back each and every year, and if we can get 4, let's try to get 5? I mean, is Georgia going to be somewhere that you really try to make an impact in?
Yes, it is. I think the biggest thing is about need. A lot of good football players in Georgia, so all according to need and if they fit what we can do. But between 4 to 6 kids, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on need. But I'm definitely going to try to go in Georgia and get some kids out of there.
Talking about your room, Rakeem Boyd probably was the biggest recruiting coup you guys had with him, saying he'll be back for his senior year. But talk about those group of guys and what's been your message in that room that you want them to start buying into?
The biggest thing is everybody can eat. I have a thing I always tell the guys, we don't get full. we eat all day. Like when you're playing ball and when you're playing running back, everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. Now you have a guy who you think that's don't get a majority of carries, but everybody can get some. Everybody can get some. Everybody can eat. You just want to have fun and enjoy seeing somebody that's big successful sometimes. And your blessing to come your way if you do that.
When you look and you go out looking for prospective recruits in the Jimmy Smith eye, what's the first thing above all that you want to identify with before you move on with this kid?
Is he coaching?
Welcome back to our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you live each and every day here on KDSJ 479. And we're going to be joined here at this segment by a very special guest and a very high priority for Eric Musselman and in particular Chris Crutchfield and that staff of Razorbacks and the Must Bus 2021. I don't know if you want to call him a center or forward. I call him a baller. Daimion Collins, DC. Welcome to OTH, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Daimion, get off into the recruiting process. Started going into your junior year following the great summer that you had with Team Griffin and the EYBL circuit. How have things picked up to this point, and how is the recruiting process going for you?
It's going pretty good. My recruitment still pretty open, but everything really came fast to me.
Now, when you look at Arkansas, I know Coach Crutchfield, you've had a chance to meet Coach Crutch on a few occasions through the basketball circuit. Talk about your relationship with Arkansas. You came up back in October to the red-white scrimmage. What did you take away from that visit? And, where is Arkansas at right now as far as you're concerned?
Arkansas is a pretty good place to have a good style of play, good family atmosphere, and then Coach Crutch and Coach Musselman. They're 2 pretty good mentors. So all around, I like it.
Daimion, when you look at that staff there at Arkansas, I know you have quite the options as far as collegiate programs wanting you to call their school home. But when you look at Arkansas staff with so much of that NBA experience, how much of a factor will you and your family sit down and really take that into consideration as to where you end up?
It's me, Coach Musselman. He's been around at every point of it, so really that's just something we really look at because he'll know how to get me to the league.
Being there in Atlanta, Texas, Arkansas has some ties to that city as former football players Jason Peters and Randy Gardner reside from that hometown. Talk about the relationship you have, because I believe when we spoke here earlier, you have quite the relationship with Mr. Peters. Talk about that.
Yes, he's pretty much like family. I've been knowing him since I was young. Him and my dad have a pretty good friendship, so I've been knowing him for a long time.
Now, who are some of the other schools, Daimion, that right now are, you know how they speak on social media, showing you the love and recruiting you the hardest?
They recruit me hard. I think it's probably Texas, of course, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and so a couple more.
Daimion, do you have a time frame as to when you'll narrow it down, or still, as you sit down with you and your parents hadn't decided when that time will come?
We haven't decided when that time will come because, the corona and, everything about the EYBL, so we've pretty much been waiting to see how everything plays out.
Who are some of the NBA or collegiate basketball players that play your position? Because I had a chance to see you last summer at the Made Hoops here in Fayetteville at Fayetteville High School. You seem real versatile, but Daimion, who are some of the guys that you like to watch at the collegiate and professional levels?
The guys I watch the most and study is Giannis and KD because I play pretty much similar to both of them, and I like how their style of play is, and I try to make them my mentor to get better.
Now, when I'm there in Atlanta, Texas, at Atlanta High School, big fella, and I got my popcorn, I'm sitting in the gym with a Sprite, 20 ounce. When that ball is thrown up, what type of basketball player will I see in Daimion Collins for 4 periods?
You'll see someone there go 110 the whole game, and fearless, and don't give them all like it's my last basketball game.
Talking with 2021 power forward. I call him a basketball player. The kid is just a positionless basketball player out of Atlanta, Texas, Atlanta High School. Major 2021 prospect for Coach Eric Musselman, Crutchfield, and that staff there at Arkansas. But let's have a little fun, my man. You and me. I'm old school, my man. Old school. I won't tell you how old I am. But we're riding around Atlanta, Texas. Just you and myself. What are the first 5 songs on the playlist at Club D. Collins?
My first 5 songs is probably Lil Baby, The Emotionally Scarred, NBA Youngboy, About My Business, and NBA Youngboy, Red Eye.
I'm with that.
Ride Wave, Rags to Riches, and probably Lil Baby, Stunt to Prove.
Now, last question, my man, because, man, by the way, Weekend Vibe, I definitely love that ride with you, DC. The last question I want you to finish for me when I make this statement. When basketball is all done with, you played your collegiate, professional basketball, and you're retiring from the sport, what will Daimion Collins be doing with life after basketball?
What I plan on doing after basketball is like having my own ranch because, I'm from the country.
Beast, Texas, they call it.
I like animals. Sir?
I said Beast, Texas, they call it.
Yes, sir. And I like animals, so I want to have my own ranch.
Well, Daimion, my man, thanks for taking time out with us here. Let's not make this the last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line. So if everything is okay, could you come back and give us a DC update throughout your senior year of high school basketball?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Thanks a lot, Daimion. You have a great day, my man, and thanks for taking time out with us.
Thanks for having me.
That was 2021 big-time major prospect out of Atlanta, Texas, Atlanta High School, Daimion Collins. Demetrius, when you watch the young man, kind of got, like I was telling you, looks like Giannis, looks like Durant, but more so, there's a little guy that played here, wore number 10 just here a couple of years ago that this kid may remind you of.
Yeah, he reminds me of Sharif O'Neal. I watch a lot of high school basketball, and he really had a similar build to him, really lanky, long arms, and it has a little bounce on him.
And I think, with Coach Crutchfield, the job that Coach Musselman and this staff is doing, virtual visits, and it just seems like each and every other day it's a virtual visit with a 4-star, a 5-star Kendall Brown, or it's Mike James, or we're talking about Daimion Collins or Trey Alexander. The list just keeps on going, and you can just see where this staff is going. Harrison Ingram comes to mind, a young man that's a 5-star that Coach Musselman and that staff covet very highly. This is a program, Demetrius, and a staff on the basketball side with all that experience. You kind of understand that they're going to get some of the elite going forward for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was the whole reason Musk came here. I think he knew he was coming to a good situation with Arkansas. He knew he was going to a university. lack of a full team, I think people
So I got a question for you.
he overachieved.
What's the biggest thing from a coach at the University of Arkansas in any sport? What do you think the biggest thing this program as coaches, when you go out and sell Arkansas, that you have to sell, that kids just, it'll put you over the top? I mean, what's the one thing that sticks out about this program if you're an Arkansas coach?
It depends, because, with football, of course you can say Jerry Jones, there's not too many universities. You have NFL owners that comes with
Right.
But then you look at things like Walmart and Tyson and things like that, with other sports where 9 times out of 10, if these guys don't go professional, they have a job waiting at Walmart or Tyson or any of these other 500 top corporations. So it just depends, I honestly think it's facilities. I think when you look at Arkansas as a whole and you look at each individual sport, basketball, football, track, Arkansas has by far the top facilities in every respective sport. Outside of like golf and things like that. But even when you look at golf, Arkansas has actual professional, golfing holes around, Bentonville area that professionals go and golf to. So it's not like we're missing anything. So.
Well, we're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll be back. And when we come back, it's time for more Hall Guys as we're going to make our way down to Lafayette, Louisiana. And we're going to catch up with 2022 defensive back prospect, Laterrance Welch. He's about to talk Razorbacks. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment. How's your ties in Atlanta area? You know quite a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, being in administration, but talk about, I see you guys signed 4 kids out of the state of Georgia so far. Is that something that, you plan on going back each and every year, and if we can get 4, let's try to get 5? I mean, is Georgia going to be somewhere that you really try to make an impact in?
Yes, it is. I think the biggest thing is about need. A lot of good football players in Georgia. So all the coaches need, and if they fit what we can do. But between 4 to 6 kids, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on need. But I'm definitely going to try to go in Georgia and get some kids out of there.
Talking about your room, Rakeem Boyd probably was the biggest recruiting clue you guys had with him saying he'll be back for his senior year. But talk about those group of guys, and what's been your message in that room that you want them to start buying into?
The biggest thing is everybody can eat. I have a thing I always tell the guys, we don't get full. we eat all day. Like when you're playing ball and when you're playing running back, everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. Now you have a guy who you think that's don't get a majority.
Welcome back to our Tuesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And real quick before we get on to another special guest here on the Hall Guys segment, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that make this possible. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one that you and I always talk about, KDK's Chicken. They're down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go down, see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like it says on the building, not your mama's, but we added this, the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. And we always talk about it, what Sam Pittman said as the head coach. He wanted to make a brand, and he felt like they really had to do it in that 2022 class. So we thought we'd bring more evidence of the Hall Guys and what they're doing in that class by making our way to Lafayette, Louisiana, Acadiana High School, where we're going to catch up with the big-time defensive back that Sam Carter and that staff would love to have him call home, Laterrance Welch. L-Dub, welcome to OTH.
What's up?
Talk to me, big fella. Talk to me about the recruiting process. You just recently got your offer from the University of Arkansas from defensive back coach Sam Carter and Brad Davis. Talk about that conversation and what's it like having such a young up and coming defensive back coach that you'd play for be really your lead recruiter going forward.
All this recruiting is exciting. It happened all fast, and I want to thank Coach Sam Carter for recruiting me. We had a great talk on the phone, and he gave me an offer. I just want to thank God for that offer.
Laterrance, what is it that sticks out about Coach Carter and the University of Arkansas that really piques your interest that you might want to look even further? Because you got 2 years left, but what is it that Coach Carter did to make himself stick out?
First off, he said he was the youngest coach in SEC, and he got a great personality. He's from New Orleans actually, and we were just talking about how you grew up and stuff like that.
With the other schools, who are some of the Power 5 schools right now that you're hearing from at this point?
Hearing from I'm hearing from a lot of schools. Like I'm hearing from Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Miami, Florida State, Minnesota, and a lot more.
When you look at your sophomore year, when you sat down with your defensive coaches, what was it that you really felt good about? And then what were some of the things you've been working on here in the offseason to make better for your junior year coming up?
I just felt good about because I knew I can play.
And what was that?
I felt good about. I knew I could play. I knew I could play corner because I'm aggressive. And going into my junior year, I just want to get better with my hips. I want to have more interceptions than I had this year. I just want to have better highlight film in my sophomore film.
Now, you have a chance to play, I think, with the Bootleggers, a very well-known 7-on-7 football program there in the state. How do you think that helps? I mean, because, not only do you play against, but you practice against some of the elite talent at the wide receiver position. Laterrance, how does that help?
It helped me a lot because going against the best, you got to be the. If you go against the best, you're going to be the best.
Right.
It helped me a lot going against some good receivers named like Malik Neighbors, Jack Bash in my area. And I play wide receiver too. And it helped me at wide receiver too.
Now, with that being said, are there any schools maybe that's mentioned possibly about you being a two-way player, or is just everyone's looking at you as solely a defensive back?
They haven't really seen no wide receiver film, so no.
Now, see, we had a talk. Best high school football, Laterrance. Where's that at?
Louisiana.
You got to state your case.
Louisiana. Still different.
Now, L-Dub, who are some NFL or collegiate DBs that you like to pay attention to?
I like to look at Jalen Ramsey. I like Greedy Williams. Yeah, that's my idols.
Now, if I come to Lafayette, Louisiana, there, and I'm at Acadiana High School, and I'm with popcorn and a 7-Up, highest part of the stadium. Ball's kicked off. What type of football player will I see in Laterrance Welch for 4 quarters?
You'll see a football player that go on and on for 4 quarters non-stop, and you'll see a W at the end.
Now, let's have some fun, my man. We're riding around Lafayette. Me and L-Dub. We in Club Welch. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist that I'm going to listen to?
You listen to Street NBA Youngboy.
Nothing but, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we riding. I'm with that. By the way, my producer here in the studio shot a concert of NBA Youngboy, so he got some ties to it. I'm not tampering. I'm not tampering at all. All right. Well, we're going to complete this interview, and I'm going to make a statement, Laterrance, and I want you to complete this statement for me. When football is done with, you play collegiately, professionally, if you aspire to do that, and you've hung up the cleats and ready to do something else with life after football. What will Laterrance Welch of Lafayette, Louisiana, what will he be doing with life after football?
I'm still thinking about it, but I would like to be a graphic designer, or the entrepreneur, and like going into a business, something like that.
I like that, my man. Well, hey, you have a great junior campaign. This can't be the last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line. So how about we just get a couple of Laterrance Welch updates throughout the football season coming up. You up for that, my man?
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Hey, thanks for taking time out, L-Dub.
Yes, sir, no problem.
That was Laterrance Welch of Acadiana High School there in Lafayette, Louisiana, the 2022 defensive back, 6'1", 180, a high priority for Sam Carter, Demetrius.
Yeah, just a very athletic guy. Really can make plays. Is not scared to play one-on-one, and I think that's the thing. And I think that's the thing between a lot of Louisiana kids, especially at the defensive back position.
Right.
You know, they're so accustomed to man-on-man defense. You know, a lot of these high school zones and might have a man but have a safety playing a top shell. So it just depends. But I really like the type of cornerbacks Sam Carter is going to get, because I think they not only can they play man, but they can play a versatility of defensive back positions.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, we've always said Coach Carter's recruiting kids that played similar to when he played there at TCU. You can clearly see it. They have great ball skills, hand-eye coordination, and good football IQ is what I'm starting to really see back in the secondary department. I mean, the guy being such a young and up-and-coming defensive backs coach, I think Coach Carter's the youngest, they say, in the SEC. This guy has a hunger for recruiting that you just know if he keeps striking the iron, he's going to really get some of the elite, because he's at that age, in my opinion, that when you're not too far removed. I mean, the guy graduated in 2014, just 6 years removed from the collegiate game. Kids gravitate to that, and that has a little bit more substance when he's coming into your home or he's on the phone. You kind of can feel where he's come from, because he's got some tape, Demetrius, not too far removed. But we're going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to come in with our next guest on the Hall Guys segment, Dylan Sampson. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
I want you to be good at something, but I want to develop everything that you're not great at already. And if you're not coachable, you're not going to develop. Now I got to get past that. I got to fight that. And sometimes you can't fight that. Some kids just aren't coachable, never coached. So if you're coachable, I think that I can get you to get better and better and better. And that's my goal.
Describe what you've seen from Rakeem, in this offseason that, gives you a lot of excitement for what his senior year could be.
The best thing about Rakeem is he's had some issues with shoulders and stuff from way long ago. But I think there's going to be one opportunity. He has a full offseason to train his body. And he's going to be able to take his body to another level, and with Coach Walker, he's going to take his mind to another level, and it's going to give us the opportunity to, like I said, not just be good, but be great. Thanks a lot, man.
It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Tuesday edition of OTH here on KDSJ 479, and it's our final segment, but sometimes you got to save the best for last. We'd like to say that, so we thought we'd stay in the boot state, because they're looking for boot hauls, Coach Pittman and that entire program there at Arkansas. So we thought we'd make our way to Pineville or Prairieville, Louisiana, Dutchtown High School, where we catch up with the guy that just got an offer less than an hour ago, people. That's how Hall Guys works. Dylan Sampson, the 2022 running back. DS, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just excited,
Dylan, talk about that offer you just recently had. We're not even an hour into that offer. Talk about the excitement, and what was that conversation like, talking to running backs coach Jimmy Smith and a former Louisiana in the offensive line coach Brad Davis of Arkansas?
Oh, it was good. It was a comfortable talk, and I answered the phone, and it was just a normal talk. I wasn't really expecting them to offer me. But I knew something was going on. But it was a nice talk, The energy was rising. And Coach Brad Davis, he gave a phone
to Coach Smith, and he told me he liked my game and everything, and they wanted to give me an opportunity to play at Arkansas, and like that was a school that I always watched growing up,
Right.
and it was just exciting when they told me that.
When you are being recruited by a foreign, like I said, Coach Brad Davis, being from Louisiana, how, for guys like yourself, when you see some of your former in-state brethren go away and then come back to be a coach, come back and recruit that state, how important does that feel, and how good does that feel for one of your own to come back and try to get you the following?
It makes it feel like home, in one sense, and it's kind of comfortable too, because they're from Louisiana, I'm from Louisiana.
Right.
Talk the same, eat the same. It's just a lot of similarities, and it's just comfortable talking with coaches that like, are from here, like that. It's just conversations run smoothly.
Who are some of the other schools right now, Dylan, that we watch on social media? It's that quote, showing the love and recruiting you the hardest heading into your junior season.
Mississippi State, I know for sure they have been recruiting me a lot. Talked with the running back coach from him, but they're kind of waiting on me. There's a couple of LSU been talking with Coach Folk, often. Ole Miss seems like they're showing a little bit of interest. A couple staff follow me over these last couple of weeks,
Right.
and that seems like the main schools. Missouri, I think, been showing a little bit of interest too.
Which leads me to my next question, Dylan. Do you feel any in-state pressure with LSU starting to show that interest, or is this a situation the Sampson family will just sit down, when that time comes your senior year and make the best decision for Dylan?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Because my parents, they don't pressure me. Like, doesn't matter if I'm in-state or this and that. It's just wherever I'm comfortable at. So right now, I'm just trying to keep working hard, and when that time comes, or like a little bit closer to that time, we're gonna start sitting down and evaluating schools. Hopefully, I have a lot of options to look at, but there's no pressure.
When you sat down with your offensive staff this past season, after your sophomore season, Dylan, what did you feel good about, and then what are some of the things that you wrote those notes and said, I got to improve in these areas so I can have an even more successful junior campaign?
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with improving. Like, I know for one, I can improve on my pass blocking, and I've been working on that ever since season ended. Pass blocking, route running, and catching. I've been trying to put all those things together because, nowadays it's about running backs who can split out and play like a receiver too.
Right.
And, I don't want to be the running back that has to get taken out the game also because he can't pick up a linebacker blitzing in the hole. So I have to work on those things. And I've been working on, I feel like I'm getting better, more explosive in my technique and everything, especially with my route running and catching has gotten way better since the season.
Dylan, who are some of the collegiate or NFL running backs, or just athletes, utility backs, I like to say, as you mentioned, coming out the backfield and just being able to block, do multiple things. Who are some of those guys that you like to watch either on Saturday or Sundays?
Number one, Alvin Kamara. He's at the top of my list. Ever since, he came to the Saints, and it's not just because, the Saints, my home team. Like, I kind of knew about him at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted in the 3rd round, and his style is different. You could put him anywhere.
Right.
He play receiver. He'll catch the ball like he's a receiver. It's hard. You don't know what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
His balance is great. He runs the ball with good vision.
Good.
And it's I look at the ways he works out, the ways he runs. His route running is very smooth, and I try to get that part of my game. Also, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he did really good this season. Coming out the backfield,
mm-hmm.
and catching balls,
right.
just like so many receptions, and his footwork is amazing. Him finding a hole and being able to break down defenders on the second level makes him hard to stop him. You know, running backs like that, I try to watch their game, watch how they train, watch what they do on and off the field as much as I can.
Awesome. Talking with Dylan Sampson of Prairieville, Louisiana, Dutchtown High School. Now, when I come there to Dutchtown in Prairieville, Louisiana, and I get to the stands with popcorn and Sprite, what type of football player, Dylan, will I see when that ball is kicked off in 4 quarters?
You'll see a player that just gives 100% every time he steps on that field. Never jogging off the field. Never walking off the field. You know, leadership, hard work, never taking players off. A lot of energy coming from me. That's what I played with 4 quarters.
Hey, didn't Jimmy Smith saying if you're a baller, he was coming to get you? I think that's what his intention is. Now, let's have a little fun, my man, and I want to thank you for taking time out here on OTH with me, Dylan. But we're riding around Prairieville, Louisiana, you and myself. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist at Club Dylan?
First 5 songs. That's hard. I listen to everything. I like R&B. And a little bit of rap. Let's see. First 5 songs. I don't know. You making me choose. I love music too much to put in first 5. It's just, whatever comes on the playlist. Let's see if I give you one song.
Okay.
Maybe I might listen to,
Then this is your playlist. It's your club. What we popping on?
See, that's the thing though. I don't got a playlist. I get in the car and I just shuffle play.
So what's the first 5 songs you feeling right now that you want to shuffle play?
First 5 songs. Let's see. I might listen to Champions by Meek Mill.
Okay.
Champions. I listen to everything now.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna vibe with you, dog. We're gonna vibe.
Let's see. Natural Disaster by Chris Brown.
I'm with it. Can't give me no NBA young boy.
He kind of fell off on my track. Yeah, but I like NBA YoungBoy, but I'm not like, I don't listen to him constantly. I can't listen to rap constantly. Like, I have to switch it up.
You like to go easy riding sometimes, huh?
Yeah. It's just how I grew up. My dad, he always kind of, he switched it up. He played R&B. He played rap.
You always gotta keep the vibe going. You don't ever want anybody to really decide. Keep all the options open, Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Last question, and I want you to finish this for me. And once again, thank you for taking time out here on OTH with us today to join Demetrius and myself. But when football is finally done with for Dylan Sampson of Prairieville, Louisiana, Dutchtown High School, he's played his high school, collegiate, and professional football. What will Dylan Sampson be doing with life after football?
I always kind of wanted to, if hopefully I'll be able to make it that far, kind of just want to have a nice chill life, spend time with family.
Sweet.
Maybe travel a little bit, because, those moments, you miss those moments, you don't get them back.
Absolutely. Well, my man, hey, thanks for taking time out, Dylan. Congratulations on your offer that you just received a little over an hour ago. This will not be and can't be the last time you're on our show. Our line is your line, and our show is your show. So how about we do a Dylan Sampson follow-up as the season moves on forward?
Thank you.
All right, my man. Thanks for taking time out today, my man.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
That was Dylan Sampson, Prairieville, Louisiana, Dutchtown High School, the 2022 running back prospect for Jimmy Smith and Brad Davis and that whole entire offensive staff. Demetrius, tell me what you saw before we get out of here.
You know, a guy that just had electrifying speed and vision. You know, those were the two things that really stuck out to me. You know, he could see a crease. He just had the ability and agility to make the cut and really get through the hole and finish the play.
I mean, when you look at it, that's just another running back in that 22 class that they have options at. I mean, we've seen some big-time 2022 running backs, Demetrius. I mean, these guys, what does that say about the evaluation process of Coach Smith and that entire staff that Sam Pittman has put together?
You know, again, I kind of talked about it earlier and touched on it. Just these guys just have such a knack to find diamonds in the rough. You just look at a lot of these 2022 kids and 21 kids. These kids didn't have a lot of offers before Arkansas came in there, and Arkansas is coming in there and getting guys and showing guys that they have D1 talent. You're seeing guys like Ohio State, Alabama, LSU come right behind them and offer some of the same guys that had no entrances or offers until after Arkansas. So to me, just the ability to evaluate and find talent, and not only talent, just SEC talent at that, is huge.
Well, we found all the talent that we needed to find, and hopefully we were able to share that with you all. The talent that Coach Eric Musselman and staff under Chris Crutchfield, lead recruiter. We want to give a thank you to 2021 power forward basketball player, I call him, out of Atlanta, Texas. I want to say thank you to Daimion Collins, the major prospect for Arkansas, for coming on and just giving us a little insight as to how recruiting is going on, you know, just from his vantage point down there in Atlanta, Texas. And then also, too, want to give a thank you to another one of our guests, Laterrance Welch. He came on and talked much information about Sam Carter and the Arkansas Razorbacks. And lastly, Dylan Sampson, the 2022 running back from Prairieville, Dutchtown High School. Want to thank him as well. Also, too, Laterrance is from Acadiana High School there in Lafayette. Acadiana. I think that's what it is. It's one of those in Louisiana. He's a boot hog prospect. But we'll be back tomorrow. I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. We got to get them in. Oh, man. I'd be remiss if I didn't get them in. With that being said, Lindsay & Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers, Locomotion. They're located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one that we always talk about, KDK's Chicken, located down at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there, see Keith and Kathy. Get some of that love, and like it says on their building, it's not your mama's. We added this. Best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken down at 989 Razorback Road. But that's going to do it from my producer and myself. Continue to support and give us all your questions as we're going to continue to follow these Hall guys, because they don't stop watching, and neither will we. Until tomorrow, it's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and let's get it.